Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the APFC Featherweight Division, sponsored by Combat Corner. And now, introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a jiu-jitsu fighter. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and officially weighed in at 146.2 pounds. And he comes in tonight with a record of 3 wins and 3 losses, fighting out of Silver City, New Mexico, Elijah Lionheart Quinn. And across the cage, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a freestyle fighter. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall and officially weighed in at 144.4 pounds. He comes in tonight with a record of 2 wins and 2 losses, and fighting out of El Paso, Texas, Devon Pepin. And your referee in charge is Joel Ojeda.
Joel Ojeda, our 3rd man inside the cage tonight. For this very exciting featherweight matchup, is debuting at 145 is Devon Pepin against Elijah Lionheart Quinn.
Ready? Let's do this.
Both fighters taking the center of the cage. Oh, Pepin connects with a big right head kick. Pouring it on is Pepin.
You could feel the wind coming off that kick there by Pepin, immediately taking it to Quinn. However, Quinn doing a great job trying to sweep Pepin off his feet and maybe regain control of this fight. 30 seconds in. Wow, Christian.
Devon Pepin showing he has power not just in his hands, but in his kicks as well. And Elijah Quinn showing a lot of composure and some slick jiu-jitsu thus far to remain in the fight and keep his bearings.
Quinn doing a great job of just maintaining control of Pepin right now. Doing a great job with his guard, keeping it tight, using the over and underhook to keep the upper body tight and close to his chest, so Pepin isn't able to kind of build off of the damage from that right head kick that he landed. Quinn seems to be regaining his faculties on the ground.
Devon Pepin, we talked about the wrestling acumen, but it was the striking, my goodness, that right head kick that landed so clean to the chin of Elijah Quinn. Looking to pepper away from the top is Pepin.
Quinn looking to set up a sweep here. Nice inverted sweep. However, Pepin able to recover, does a great job transitioning to side control here. I mean, Quinn's jiu-jitsu, man, is looking phenomenal.
Closing the guard there is Elijah Quinn. Of course, that closed guard providing an opportunity to slow down some of that offense of Devon Pepin.
Pepin in a great spot here. Top control. Quinn's back against the cage. I mean, if you're Pepin, that's what you want to do in this situation, especially against someone like Quinn. If they're this great off their back, you definitely want to put their head against that cage, put your head against their head, and pin them down there. Look to create some space and land some big shots.
Devon Pepin potentially using that fence to really slow down Elijah Quinn, who we've seen certainly has some jiu-jitsu skills to watch out for.
Quinn is doing a great job of constantly keeping Pepin off balance. You know, even though he's in top position, that's the more dominant position. However, he's constantly moving his hips, he's constantly looking for angles, and constantly looking to either sweep or isolate an appendage here of Pepin. And so Pepin cannot rest in this top position, as Quinn is looking to isolate that left arm, constantly giving Pepin something to think about.
Agreed. Elijah Quinn making sure that he takes any opportunity to throw even the slightest bit of offense at Devon Pepin so as to not let him completely settle in.
Here we have the replay. Pepin coming in, big right hand, then follows it up with the right kick and just sits Quinn down. I mean, that looked like that could have been a very good day for Pepin almost. However, Quinn was able to recover, regain his faculties, get control of the situation. He survives into the 2nd round here, but that 1st round was all Pepin.
Devon Pepin showing us he's not just a grappler. You got to watch out for the striking. But while we're talking about grappling, again, Elijah Quinn constantly doing just enough to make sure Devon Pepin doesn't get to really square away when he's inside that guard, when he's putting that pressure on him. We'll see what the second stanza holds. His first one was all action.
Quinn definitely has to be more aware of his defense when he's at range here with Pepin. Pepin came out, landed 2 big shots to put Quinn down early in that first round. He's possibly looking to repeat.
Another connection there by Pepin.
Overhand right there by Pepin. Quinn needs to do a better job of moving his head, taking his head off the center line. He's moving forward and he's just kind of stagnant, keeping his chin right there for Pepin to hit and target.
Potentially a grazing kick there to the below the midsection of Devon Pepin there as Elijah Quinn was looking to attack with a kick.
Obviously not intentional, you know, it happens. He just has to do a better job at aiming the kicks, and, you know, as they're deflected, sometimes it just happens.
And just grazing across the cup,
grazing, just enough. I mean, that's a sensitive area, though. It don't take much there, Christian.
Don't I know it? Devon Pepin, of course, will get his allotted 5 minutes if need be. It's interesting, David, because oftentimes fighters feel pressure to get in there even before, sometimes even before they're ready, because that 5 minutes can seem so long when you're standing in there.
I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's like, obviously that's unfortunate it happened to you, but you also don't want to give your opponent time to rest either, especially when you're working on, you know, the fight that Pepin has been working on. He's been putting some great combinations together. He's getting out front. You know, you don't want to lose that momentum.
Devon Pepin continuing pressure forward, going from that right lead to the left lead, back and forth. Very fluid thus far on his feet.
I'm liking the movement by Pepin, the feints, level changes, you said switching stances, just constantly giving Quinn something to look at. And as you saw, I think Quinn has a little bit of PTSD from that right head kick. Barely getting out of the way. Nice sneaky knee by Pepin as Quinn comes in and looks to possibly get a leg attack, a takedown here. This is a much better position here for Quinn. He's a lot safer. He closes the distance with someone like Pepin, who's so fast and explosive and can throw shots from so many different angles. You just have to kind of get close to him and clinch him up and wear him down over time.
Clearly the pace and the style of Devon Pepin is something that can leave you worse for the wear as he continues to keep his foot on the gas as this second round begins to come to a close.
Nice shot there by Quinn, landing the knee down the middle, bringing the right hand up top. Pepin goes into the double leg, ends the round on the takedown. That's a good spot to be in. Definitely from a judging perspective, you always want to be the last guy, you know, on top. That's what the judges are going to think as they're calculating those cards. So a great move there by Pepin.
Devon Pepin content to chip away in the waning seconds of this second round. Looking to sit up momentarily there. Underneath the pressure of Devon Pepin.
10 seconds left here. Pepin doing a great job just riding this out. He put together a great body of work so far up to this point. I think that's going to be another round in the pocket there for Pepin.
Devon Pepin continuing to chip away at Elijah Quinn, who's given him plenty to think about, but Devon Pepin, a lot of skills on display thus far.
Speaking of skills, big right hand, big head kicks. That second one just barely missing the jawline of Quinn there as we saw Pepin put him down early in the fight. Great takedown. I love the level change, double leg, just running right through Quinn. I gotta say, I think Quinn's down 2 rounds right now at this point, so the onus is on him to come out firing.
Devon Pepin, despite the high output, look at him in the corner, David. He is just chilling, not a deep breath in sight.
Man, he's definitely a prepared, conditioned fighter. I mean, like I said, he put a great body of work together up to this point. A lot of activity on his behalf, but he still looks ready to go. I think Pepin's looking like he could go 5 rounds right now.
Well, that will not be necessary as we are just fighting for 3. This our 3rd and final round. Devon Pepin taking on Elijah Lionheart Quinn. A very closely contested featherweight bout on paper, but slowly pulling away is Devon Pepin. Combination of pressure and striking and just what seems to be a very solid game plan thus far for Devon Pepin.
Man, Pepin doing a great job right now, just grinding away at Quinn. Has his back against the cage. We saw a bit of wrestling there in the last round on the side of Pepin here. Let's see if he builds off that. You know, I think with everything he's done up to this point, it probably wouldn't be a bad job to just clinch Quinn up, contain him a little bit, beat him up, little dirty boxing, short elbows, short knees to the body.
Devon Pepin with that relentless pressure. We talked about him moving from lightweight to featherweight, clearly bringing that strength with him as he moved down a weight class and putting it on Elijah Quinn thus far.
Quinn looking for that Kimura. I was gonna say, not the worst move there by Quinn. I mean, Pepin had been all over him, just not letting him breathe. Perhaps just even locking in that Kimura, giving Pepin something else to think about while he tries to advance position. I mean, that arm straight. This is like 50-50 right now if you've ever seen, you know, a submission specialist apply this move here. And the more it gets towards the back of Pepin, the worse it's going to get for Pepin.
What a job thus far by Elijah Quinn, looking to stay in the mix, but it's the pressure of Devon Pepin as he continues to just pour on that grinding wrestling style that are completely thwarting any submission attempts by Lionheart.
I mean, Pepin is just the complete fighter right now in this fight, and I love the striking display he put on, able to switch it up. Love the leg attacks, level changes. I love the clinch wrestling that we've seen. Even when he's in top position, just constantly grinding it out, throwing short strikes. I mean, he seems to be like a complete young fighter now with 30 seconds left in this fight.
Inside the closed guard is Devon Pepin, but as we've seen, Quinn able to throw submissions from all sorts of awkward angles, but it is not looking like he's going to be able to get that opportunity as we approach the last 10 seconds.
10 seconds left. It looks like Pepin's going to be able to ride off into the sunset with this one. Looks like a unanimous one to me. Now I'm stepping into the judging seat here.
A dangerous seat to swap your way into, David. But I'd have to agree, it certainly felt like one-way traffic as Devon Pepin able to not just use his wrestling, primarily his wrestling maybe, but he indeed did show us plenty of striking as well.
Here we have the replay. Pepin on top, just grinding out Quinn. I mean, we saw a little bit of everything from him. Love the striking display he put on. Love the wrestling display. And Pepin's excited about his performance here tonight. Let's see what the judges think.
Devon Pepin surely making it clear that 145 is going to be his new home as he settles into that new weight class very nicely. Again, we still await the judges' final verdict. But Devon Pepin keeping his foot on the gas from beginning to end in this featherweight bout. A game showing by Elijah Quinn, as we talked about, throwing up submission attempts at any given opportunity. But grinding pressure, non-stop attack for Devon Pepin. Let's make this one official with Michael Hansen.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. And all 3 judges scored this fight 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, Devon Pepin.
Devon Pepin advancing his record with another big win here at APFC 21 against a very tough Elijah Quinn, who gave him plenty to think about, but it was sticking to that game plan from beginning to end for Devon Pepin.
Here we go, both of these young guys got right to the action in this one, and so did Pepin with that huge head kick, putting Quinn down almost immediately in this fight and just jumping right on him. However, Quinn was able to recover and stay in this one, but Pepin was all gas, no brakes the entire fight. Throwing shots, throwing everything but the kitchen sink at Quinn. Some beautiful wrestling, nice level changes, and positional control once they went to the ground stanza of this fight. I think Pepin was all over Quinn, and I think he's gonna walk away with one of the best performances he's probably put on.